58% of young adults said their lives lack meaning or purpose in the last month. More than half. And these aren't people who failed. These are people who've done everything they were told to do. So what's going on? Because if more than half of the entire generation is feeling like this isn't a personal problem. This is an epidemic. And epidemics have causes. A friend of mine got a promotion she'd been chasing for 3 years, corner office, salary she dreamed about since uni, and on the drive home from her first day in the new role, she pulled over and cried. Not happy tears, she said, "I got everything I wanted and I feel nothing. What's wrong with me?" And if you're watching this thinking, maybe she's just picked the wrong job, or maybe I just need to find the right thing, I get it. That's what most of us tell ourselves. But what if the right thing doesn't exist under the sun? Stay with me with that phrase. I want to show you something. There's a book in the Bible written by a man who had more money, more success, and more pleasure than anyone alive. And he ran an experiment 3,000 years ago that proves what the data is showing us today. Because what he found and what those statistics are screaming at us is that the emptiness isn't a bug, it's a feature, and it might be the most important thing about you. So let me tell you about 3 people. You probably recognize at least one of them. The first is a woman, early 30s, who spent a decade building a career. She got the role, the respect, the salary. People around her said, "You've made it." And she smiled and said thank you. But at night, alone in her flat, she kept thinking, made it to what? Is this where the road ends? The second is a guy who built his business from nothing, sold it at 40, retired early. Everyone told him he was living the dream. Within 6 months, he was depressed, not because he missed the stress, but because without the chase, he had no idea who he was. He told me, "I spent my whole life climbing, and when I got to the top, there was nothing there." And third, a 22-year-old who just graduated, did everything right, good grades, good uni, good internships, and now she's sitting in her new flat with a job that pays well and she feels nothing. She said, "I thought I'd feel something by now. I thought there'd be a moment where it all clicked." 3 different people, 3 different ages, 3 different achievements, and the same feeling. What if this isn't about finding the right job, the right relationship, or the right achievement? What if the emptiness is pointing towards something none of these things can give you? 3,000 years ago, a king named Solomon ran the ultimate experiment. This man had everything, and I mean everything. He was the richest man alive, wisest, most powerful. He had palaces, gardens, vineyards, servants, treasures, entertainment. Whatever he wanted, he got. And he decided, "I'm going to try everything life has to offer and see if any of it actually satisfies." Career success, he built cities, infrastructure, a temple that was one of the wonders of the ancient worlds. Pleasures, he held nothing back. Wealth, he accumulated more gold than entire kingdoms. Knowledge, he was the wisest man who ever lived. And after trying it all, now here's what he wrote: "I denied myself nothing my eyes desired. I refused my heart no pleasure. My heart took delight in all my labor, and this was the reward for all my toil. Yet when I surveyed all that my hands have done and what I have toiled to achieve, everything was meaningless, a chasing after the wind. Nothing was gained under the sun." The Hebrew word uses havel. It doesn't just mean meaningless, it means vapor, like mist, like trying to grab smoke with your hands. You can see it, you can almost touch it, but the moment you close your fist, it's gone. And that's what achievement without purpose feels like. You can see the success, you can almost feel satisfied, but it slips through your fingers every time. Does that land for you? The richest, wisest man who ever lived 3,000 years ago coming to the exact same conclusion as my friend crying in her car after her promotion. What does that tell you about the problem? Here's what it tells me. This isn't about you. This isn't about your specific job or your specific circumstances. This is about something baked into the human experience. Solomon had more than any of us will have, and he still felt it. So maybe working harder isn't the answer. Maybe the next promotion isn't the answer. Maybe the answer isn't under the sun at all. Most of us treat that empty feeling like a problem to solve. We think, I need a new job, or I need a new relationship, or I need a holiday, or I need therapy, or I just need to figure out my passions. And look, some of those things are genuinely helpful. I'm not against therapy or holidays or career changes, but what if we're treating a symptom and missing the cause? What if the emptiness isn't a malfunction? What if it's a signal like hunger or thirst pointing you towards something you actually need? Think about it this way: hunger is uncomfortable, it distracts you, but hunger isn't a problem. It's your body telling you you need food. You wouldn't try to fix hunger by going on holiday, you eat. Thirst is the same. It's not a fault in the system, it's a signal that you need water. Loneliness is your soul telling you you need connection. What if that deep, restless sense that there has to be more, that quiet ache after every achievement that says, is this it? What if that's the same kind of signal? Not a malfunction, not ingratitude, not depression, but a signal. Your soul telling you it needs something that nothing under the sun was ever designed to give. Remember that phrase. Solomon kept repeating it, under the sun, 38 times in Ecclesiastes, under the sun, meaning that life lived horizontally, just this world, just what you can see, touch, achieve, and accumulate. And he's saying, I tried everything under the sun, none of it satisfied. Here are the numbers for our generation: 91% of adults in the UK experienced a high or extreme stress last year. Only 29% of workers feel fulfilled. 89% of Gen Z say purpose is important for job satisfaction, but more than half of young adults say they lack it. We're the most connected, most informed, most opinion rich generation in human history, and we're emptier than ever. Solomon would look at our data and say, I told you, I already told you, it doesn't work. Can I ask you something honest? Have you been treating the signal like a problem? Have you been trying to fix the hunger with things that were never meant to be food? What if instead of running from the feeling or trying to silence it, you actually listen to it? What if you said, this feeling is real, it's telling me something. What is it actually pointing you towards? Because of that question, not how do I make this go away, but what is it trying to tell me? That question is what you need to be thinking about. I know what you might be expecting me to say, that the answer is God. And yeah, it is, but not the way you probably think. I'm not going to give you a tidy religious answer and tell you to go to church and everything will be fine, because that's not what Solomon found. And that's not what I've seen in real life either. What Solomon found after trying literally everything wasn't a religion, it was a relationship. And it wasn't about adding God to his life, it was about realizing that his life was designed to revolve around God. After all of his experiments, the money, the pleasure, the projects, the philosophy, the relationships, Solomon writes this: apart from God, who can eat or find enjoyment? That's not a religious slogan. That's a man who tried everything and is being brutally honest about what he found. He's saying without God at the center, even good things lose their flavor. Food doesn't taste right. Success doesn't land. Pleasure doesn't last. Without God, everything is evil, vapor. But with God, the ordinary becomes extraordinary. I've seen this play out. I know a guy, nothing special about his job, nothing glamorous about his life, who has more peace and joy than everyone I've ever met. And it's not because his circumstances are perfect, it's because his center is different. He's not looking to his job to give him meaning, he's not looking for his relationships to complete him. He's anchored in something that doesn't shift. And I've seen the opposite. I've watched people achieve everything society tells them you got to chase and fall apart inside. Not because they're weak, because they built their house on sand and the tide came in. Solomon's point isn't that success is bad, it's that the success without God is vapor. You can have the promotion, the relationship, the house, the holiday, but if it's all under the sun with no reference to what's above it, it will always feel like chasing the wind. The signal, the emptiness, isn't pointing you towards another achievement, it's pointing you upwards. What if the restlessness you feel isn't a sign that something is wrong with you? What if it's a sign that something's right with you? The part of you that knows you were made for more than chasing vapor. I'm not asking you to make any decision right now. I'm not asking you to pray or go to church or do anything dramatic. I'm just asking you to do the one thing. Stop dismissing that feeling. Pay attention to it because it might be the most important invitation you ever received. Solomon felt it. My friend in her car felt it. The 58% of young adults in the study feel it. And I'm guessing you feel it too. The question is, what are you going to do with it? The things that were supposed to satisfy us taught us what satisfaction wasn't. And the emptiness that scared us, it turns out it was the only honest thing in the room, pointing us towards what we were actually made for. Now, if this made you think about that feeling differently, the next video goes deeper because if the answer isn't under the sun, if it's not your job, your achievements, or your bank account, then where is it? And what does it mean for who you actually are? I'll see you there.